Hello, welcome to the channel. It's another day of working on things, so I've got some video of some projecting today, fixing things on the boat, and looking forward to next weekend for a big sailing adventure. So stand by for Labor Day sailing. Thanks, bye. Hello, another bit of projecting video here, working on the lens for the front hatch and some new hatch boards. This is the old lens from the front hatch. This is the inside part of it, so you can see the sealant. It's very brittle. This is new plastic, about the same thickness, might be a millimeter thicker. So let's see that. So we got new plastic here on the table, and I just traced the old lens, marked the holes for the bolts, and I used the compass here to just do a radius in the corner. So hopefully that'll be accurate enough. I'm going to leave this protective paper on it until I'm done. So we're going to get that cut out, and I'm not really crazy about putting the screws back in again, but I read an opinion that it's fine if you put the screws in until the sealant sets up and then take the screws out and fill the holes. So that's the approach I'm going to go with. The screws had been left in there on this one, and it did, with expansion and contraction, it caused a bunch of cracks. But this is, I don't know what this was, but this is polycarbonate. It's supposed to be super durable initially. It will eventually, with UV damage, be more brittle like this. But just a little project here to make it stop dripping into the front berth through that top hatch. I've been putting plastic over it to make it stop dripping, and this will hopefully eliminate the chore of covering the hatch with plastic. There's the replacement piece. I cut this just on a table saw. It's basically pretty square, so I used two edges of the original plastics and say were straight, and then just with a fence ripped it on a table saw to get it down to this size. I'm a little bit off the line, and I've still got to round out the corner, so I'm going to do all of that with a sander. It's the two pieces just on top of each other. So that little bit that I left with the saw, I'll get with the sander, and we'll be ready to look at reinstalling this. Also cutting new hatch boards. They're a couple years old, and I just make them out of plywood and paint them, and they're falling apart, so I'm going to cut a couple new hatch boards. I don't know if I'll worry about really painting them today. I was thinking I could do that later, actually. I just needed to move in the direction of cutting them. So there's that. And here's the companionway hatch boards. So I just brought them from the boat, and it's easiest, just trace them. So I just traced a copy, cut them out. There's a bevel here between the lower board and the upper board, so water will run out. And this will just, I'll finish this project up later. I just painted these with topside paint. I'm going to actually put some epoxy on these and try to protect them better. But even with just paint, these are 2.5 years old, and 2 winters and lots of service out of them. But we'll try to make these ones last even longer with a little bit of epoxy as a coating before the paint goes on. Okay, the dimensions are good here. If I press down, it goes down inside the frame. But right on the corner, the radius is wrong, and it's not fitting. So I've got to take some more off of all 4 corners to get that to fit down in there. Just been waiting for it to get a little cooler, and now it's time to hurry up and get busy. Got an open hatch, got to get it closed up before I have to depart for the day. So we're going to listen to Natalie, and maybe later we'll listen to songs for Tibet, but it's time to just get busy and get it done. Sorry. The Rush CD is in here also. Oh, goodness. Okay, I hope the fan isn't too loud, but we're going to try this. So I've removed all the old sealant all the way around, and I rounded off the rest of the corners. And I've got a little more work to do with the sandpaper. So I had traced the holes from the previous lens, but I realized I did that as a mirror image, so I had the top on this paper when I did it. So when I came today, what I did is I slid the lens close to the holes like this and made a mark. And it looks like, I guess, you know, parallax, it depends on how I line it up, but if I get the camera, yeah, that one's that's in the wrong spot. That's in the wrong spot. So front and top. But this is why it's tricky. So that's no good. That'll probably work. That'll probably work. The corners look okay. But that's all I did was, after the lens fit in the hatch, I just slid it so I could see. So it looks like just the two on the front. Maybe those two are off a little bit too. And the other idea is I'll just drill the holes bigger than they need to be, and I'm going to use the screws to hold it down until I'm using 3M 5200 until that sets, and then take the screws out and fill the holes. So if they're a little bit oversized, just so it holds it in place, or I won't put all the screws in, is the other way to look at that. So, all right, time to open the holes up to the size of the screws. This is a 7/32, 7/32 drill bit. So I'm going to drill the holes, final diameter to that size. And this is extraordinarily bad. So, drilling the hole larger, the drill bit caught and has busted this piece out. So we get to start over again. But what is going to happen is I'm going to glue this one down because I'm not going to leave a hole in the boat. So I think I'm going to just drill the corners as carefully as I can and glue this one down, and we're going to have to start over again another day. Okay, so we're going to go with 4200 semi-permanent here. Black, because that's the color of the hatch. And since I know I have to take this up again, I'm just going to use this so that hopefully I can get it apart again in the future when I have to. I just have the one crack here. And I had a leaky hatch before, so less leaky maybe? I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to put it together, and we'll repeat the project another day. We'll be more careful. Doing multiple drill bits, so I went to 5/32 and then 7/32, and that helped to get through the holes, but it just really bites into the acrylic and drags the bit through, and that's what makes it want to crack. So we'll have to be more careful next time. Alright, it's time to take the paper off. So I've ripped off just the edge of the top so I can work with the edge, and I'll take the rest off later. And I'm pulling off the paper on the inside surface because I won't be able to get this off afterwards. So this is what the acrylic actually looks like. And got the sealant open, we're ready to go. And we're gonna go install. Okay, view from the inside. Got good bit of squish of sealant, looks like, all the way around. I've got the screws in, and so yeah, I'm very happy with that. Sorry, I'm looking and not looking at what the camera's seeing. I'm moving too fast, I'm sure. But very happy with that, except for the spot where I broke it. But that's right about here, and honestly I don't see the crack outside where the sealant is, so that even that I glued the piece back in with some sealant, so we'll see. I want to remake the lens, but if it works for a little while, we're going to use it. Alright, let's go see what we got on deck. Okay, top side view. Got all the screws in, pretty good squish of sealant. A little light along the front here, so I'm going to add a little into there. A little heavy over here, so I'm going to clean some of that up. But I'm going to get a nice even. It's the crack, that's the piece that's broken. So I glued that in, and it's on the edge, and it's completely surrounded by sealant. So we may not get a leak there. We'll have to see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up, going to clean this up, and call it complete for the day. Okay, sun is setting, and we're going to call this done. Not perfect, but hopefully watertight. So we'll let that sealant set up, and we'll see what we got. So what we're doing is getting ready for Labor Day, because we're going to go the whole weekend, Labor Day weekend. And I got to figure out, this is going to be the solution for an anchor light. The anchor light on top of the mast doesn't work. So I got this, and this is a little plug-in spot, 12 volt. And there's a pole with an anchor light on it, but I've got to mount it somewhere. And I was thinking maybe I would remove this. This is an air intake for the old diesel engine. We don't breathe air anymore, so we don't need this for the engine. So I was thinking I might remove that and install this on a little plate in this hole instead. The other thing is just rig it up here. I'll just make a plate and rig it onto the lifeline, maybe on this side. Just as a temporary thing to get through the weekend, because the plan is to sail for, what we're doing is getting ready to go for Labor Day weekend and just be gone for several days. So I wanted that hatch done so it won't leak, and we need an anchor light. Yeah, look at that, getting close to full moon. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And sorry, no sailing this week, but we're getting ready for 3 days of sailing next weekend. Okay, see you then. Bye.